Hi again. I spearhead this event. I get to talk twice.
Closer.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in founding this incarnation of Fridays for Future, I had two clear goals. The first is to make a direct appeal to the different levels of government for a just transition to limit global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius while improving social equity. The second, and perhaps most important, is to make an appeal to you. Enough people know that climate change is real. Not enough people know that their voice matters. And that is the difference between climate change and climate stability. Now you're all here. You know that your voice matters. So I hope that I can encourage you to increase your voice and encourage you to encourage your friends to speak up, because that is how we win. With that in mind, I'd like to take you a brief tour of potential actions which you can do. One of the most impactful personal actions is to divest your own money from fossil fuels. Putting your money where your own mouth is always extremely impactful. So each of you should ask your financial advisor about the best way of removing your money from fossil fuels. I know you'll have to be clear and concise, as fossil fuels have a dirty habit of sneaking into apparently nice portfolios, but I know it is possible. At the end of the day, investing in what you want, that's what they're there for. Another really important personal action you can take is to join the vast movement of people divesting their money from RBC, TD, Scotiabank, BMO, and CIBC because of their massive investments in fossil fuels. Not only does it remove your money from funding fossil fuels, eventually the banks are going to say, we got to stem this bleeding, we got to cut some of our ties to fossil fuels. It's a bit early for it, but who here likes to garden? Gardening can be a very great way to help the planet, but that can be undone if you make this one mistake which seemingly no one talks about. Using peat moss to help fertilize your garden. Peat moss comes from peat bogs, which are nature's most efficient way of removing carbon from the atmosphere. So unfortunately, there's nothing you can plant that will make up for the destruction of these bogs. Fortunately, compost can be an effective solution. I've already mentioned that Fridays for Future Manitoba protests every Friday on the west side of the ledge, noon to 1, for a just transition to keep global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius while improving social equity. And I hope you can join us for some more of those. However, perhaps the easiest way which Fridays for Future Manitoba attempts to allow you to make your voice heard is by sharing a number of petitions from various organizations. The vast majority of these take just 1 minute to read over, which allows them to really add up and make a difference. This week I got an email saying, together with a coalition of dedicated groups, ECO members help expose Toyota's lobbying in Europe and convince the EU to ban new petrol and diesel cars. Let's do the same in Australia. They were asking for signatories onto their petition to Toyota because that gives them a lot of the power needed to win these great victories. With that in mind, there are 3 big petitions which I am about to post to Fridays for Future Manitoba's Facebook page, Twitter account, and Instagram account. It is my dream that each of these petitions receive at least 100 signs, likes, and shares. Each petition shared on Fridays for Future Manitoba in subsequent days will have at least 10 signs, likes, and shares per platform. Please make this dream come true. It is the easiest way which you can make your voice heard, and yes, it really does matter. Just to drill that in, I say sign, you say petitions. Sign.
Petitions.
Sign.
Petitions.
Sign.
Petitions.
I say attend, you say protests. Attend.
Protests.
Attend.
Protests.
Attend.
Protests.
Attend.
Protests.
I say personal, you say actions. Personal.
Actions.
Personal.
Actions.
Personal.
Actions.
Personal.
Actions.
One more time. I say sign, you say petitions. Sign.
Petitions.
Sign.
Petitions.
Sign.
Petitions.
I say attend, you say protests. Attend.
Protests.
Attend.
Protests.
Attend.
Protests.
I say personal, you say actions. Personal.
Actions.
Personal.
Actions.
Personal.
Actions.
Thank you so much. I'd like to leave with some words of advice which has helped me not just for the environment, but with every aspect of my life, and that is always remember to advocate for yourself.